Hi, welcome back to My Cup of TV with Jenny,
JD,
Erin, and Kat.
So, back with another Patreon request sponsor. They paid us for it. I'm not taking requests because, you know.
Well, we want requests. We do,
but we can't just say it's been requested, so we must do it. Because otherwise, my request comes first, and I say, August D back catalogue.
That's it. No, this is a Patreon sponsor.
Yeah.
So
this one is sponsored by Mira. She has chosen Suga Seesaw.
Yay! A tune.
I was going to tell you that she'd asked that people have just paid for all the Sugar songs, but I'm too honest. What can I say?
So it was her. Is Mira's bias Sugar as well?
She hasn't actually confirmed who her bias is,
okay,
as far as I'm aware. But the fact that her requests were all Yoongi, either that or I'm her bias and she wants to make me happy.
Maybe. So you're
thank
happy.
you, Mira.
So, fact check Berry, please can you tell us when this came out and if Suga wrote it, who wrote it, what album? I think I know.
Released March the 24th, 2018. Songwriter and producers were Slow Rabbit and Sugar. And it was on the Love Yourself Answer.
Thank you.
Does he perform it on a seesaw?
I'm not going to give you the answer.
Oh, so like, you know how the other video was, what one did we watch of his?
Shadow.
Give it to me. Digital.
No.
Shadow.
The one,
Okay.
oh, it had the creepy carnival music.
Give it to me.
Give it
Give it to me. Okay, I wasn't sure.
That's the one where he went like this and you lost your shit over his nose.
Oh
God.
Yeah, I totally remember you fainting over his nose.
She was
Oh
the
my
one that
God.
brought it up in that video.
no, but we're not going to revisit this again. I'm imagining it's going to be set in a really creepy playground.
It's not an MV, dear.
It's a
Oh,
live performance.
No, it's not an MV, so it's not. And I would say that Seesaw is like the least creepy song ever.
and you said, is there a seesaw in it?
Yeah.
I said, is he on a seesaw?
Yeah, is he performing it on a seesaw?
Because it's called Seesaw. And she was just like, oh, does that mean he's on a seesaw?
When you hit a high note, you go, up. You heard it.
And I just said, I'm not gonna give you that. We could watch a thingy. But yeah, so this is for the Love Yourself Answer album, and it's quite funny because on their Map of the Soul 7 album, where they go into Carl Jung's philosophy, they've got the shadow, ego, and the persona. Well, they've kind of had like 3 things before. In the Love Yourself Answer album, they had 3 trivia songs. One of them was RM's was Trivia Love. Sugar's was Trivia Seesaw. What was the other trivia song? I can't remember. They had like 3 trivia songs, but they do that sometimes where they have like these 3 patterns of 3 that are in there.
Interlinked.
Yeah, kind of thing.
So being Seesaw, is this about emotions going up and down?
Just dance, that's it. Thank you. J-Hope's trivia, just dance.
Is it about emotions going up and down?
It is, yes. Well done.
Sugar and I connected.
It's about how you can enter a relationship and it's really, really good, but then it starts going down, and then obviously if you're not honest with yourself and the ups, downs, and the sort of the push-pull in, is this relationship right for me, is it not? And then you get to a point maybe where you know that it's not right for you, you maybe don't love that person anymore, or the sun has set on your love, and yet you kind of rely on them so that you don't move away and move on like you should, and then you go back and forth in things like these arguments and things like that, and with yourself you're like, should I leave, should I stay? And it's just kind of the seesaw of the emotions basically that it goes through, but ultimately I think the underlying message is that if you're not honest with yourself, you are doing a disservice to yourself and to that other person. So don't play on that seesaw and be honest with yourself. Now, the cool thing about this is because for Map of the Soul Answer, where the guys needed to have their solo tracks, Suga has said previously in footage, I can't remember where it was from, but like a Bangtan Bomb or something, he said that when the deadline came for them to hand in and to submit their solo projects for that album, he actually didn't have one for himself. He didn't realise, and he was like, oh shit, what should I do? And then he just went back in and he already had Seesaw written, but he'd written it with the not necessarily for himself. He'd composed it and written it, and he was just like thinking that he could give it to one of the other members. But when it came to the day when they were going to submit their solo tracks for the album, he didn't have one for himself in mind, so he was like, okay, I'll just take this one. And what's really funny about it is, although it is about kind kind of, you could say it's kind of sad, like to think of that message of, but it's got a hopeful undertone to it. The tune itself and the melody is it's very catchy. It's quite, and it's almost slightly retro, which I love about it. And it's just this vibe from Suga when I heard it, and he is singing. He's not rapping. And so when I heard it, and I was just like, this is amazing. But also what's really fun is the other members didn't see or hear this song until they came for rehearsals, I believe. And when Suga turned up and sang it and did some choreo, all the other members were like, fuck me, you're being an idol. Like, you can do this? And Suga was just like, yeah, I can low-key sing and dance. Like, what are you talking about? And so it's just like really different for him.
I haven't been around you guys for this many years and not picked up a few things.
Yeah. So I think this was a slightly new side of Suga that he was showing himself. So I'm actually really glad that, you know, sometimes things happen for a reason. I'm just really glad that it turned out that he didn't have a song or a rap that he was going to pick, and he picked Seesaw, because I think it's just really awesome for him to do.
Is there a video of them like reacting to Seesaws in finding
For
out
the first time? I don't know. I'll see if I can
because
find
I'd love
it.
to
If
watch
you guys
that
know
after
of
watching
any.
the
There
song.
probably
Yeah.
is somewhere. Like they seem to document a lot of things.
Well, what's really fun, yeah, I don't know if we'll find any footage of the first time they saw it, if that was like
Yeah.
behind closed doors or not. But if any of you guys know, please let us know, like Bangtan Bombs or anything like that. But there is lots of footage of when they're touring and they are rehearsing and stuff like that, or even when they're live performing. Like JK has filmed on his phone behind when the guys are on stage. At one point, I don't know which concert it was, but live in concert, V joined in with the backup dancers to Seesaw and started doing the choreo. Just because he wanted to, because he felt like it, and then he walked off and he was like, I better leave. But they just do such random stuff. So there is lots of like behind the scenes footage of them just mucking about and stuff like that. But yeah, I don't know. I'll see. That would be really cool, wouldn't it, to see their faces, to be like, Suga is singing.
Well, do you know what? I was thinking coming into this one that I wanted to talk about Suga singing because obviously we saw some of it in Shadow and I really liked it. I think he's got quite a nice belt on him.
Yeah.
I mean, I may be completely wrong going into this. I can't see him doing like the high notes and stuff that you see some of, like with JK, Jin and V, all of them can do those. But he's got quite a nice belt. I felt in Shadow. Yeah,
in Shadow it's when he's singing about "Don't Let Me Shine." I think it's powerful, isn't it? He's putting power in it, which is nice. But and that adds to the sadness of that chorus.
And
as well.
I know because I'm obsessed with that song.
Yeah, you would know.
So much.
It's a very good song. Yeah, Seesaw is different for me. Seesaw is slightly retro, almost slightly potentially jazzy. I don't know, like it's. I don't know. It's no. But I don't know, it's just very, very different style for him, but he totally owns it and pulls it off and it suits him. So it's good. Yeah. I don't know. I could be totally wrong, so just wipe that and watch it with your own open mind and we can talk about it afterwards, what you guys think.
Yeah.
Intrigued.
Literally, I can remember the first time I listened to this when the album dropped and I was in the kitchen and I was doing housework. I always, music gets me through doing housework. And I listened to it and I literally was like, shut the front door, because it was like, oh my god, it's like Suga is fucking singing, and it was just amazing. So I was really happy. I really like the song. It's a tune.
So please remember to like, comment and subscribe. And again, on Patreon, we are 4 videos ahead. I'll tell you what I didn't do on the last video. Because Kat didn't hold her little signs up at me. We have Instagram, we have Facebook, we have Twitter, we have Discord, we have TikTok. We do. Even JD has been getting involved on our Instagram.
I'm trying.
You're doing very well and very...
You're
doing great.
You are doing I post stuff now and you like it and I'm like, ooh.
It's when my Instagram comes up. My cup of TV, JD, I'm like, oh, okay, she liked my post. She has tagged me. What?
Did you watch a YouTube video?
I know. I remember the first time I ever posted something, I'm messaging Kat and I was like, what do I do? What does this mean? Yeah, no idea. But I'm getting there. I've seen him do this.
Is he laying down?
Love his outfit. I mean, who do you know that can pull off a shiny red suit?
I want to
Like
say
a
me,
boss.
but no.
I want to say Jimmy.
I love it.
Do you think this was made for Jake? Like he would have given it to him.
Come on, Sugar. I can't help leaning. He's so cool.
Stop thinking about you, not possible.
He's so cheeky.
Thank you so much. Oh, I love everything about it.
Did you see what I meant about how like slightly retro, slightly jazzy
Yeah.
kind of? I didn't know quite how to describe it, but yeah, I love it. It's awesome.
Oh, I love everything about that.
And that, can you imagine the guy's reaction
Yeah.
seeing Suga doing the choreo? That's so funny.
He's so casual about the choreo as well.
He's so
isn't it?
swaggy. Just
I like it when
like
he's sitting down and he's just doing the arm.
yeah, just one arm. It's just like it's so cool.
Sometimes that's all it needs though, is just to be just so cool and comfortable in it that it's just effortless.
Yeah,
Well,
and
like-
he looks so good with the backup dancers as well. So props to them.
And like
Yeah.
you said, that whole you can dance. So I've been able to do this the whole time. I just didn't want to do it.
Yeah, it's like
You can imagine J Hope's like, if only I'd known.
yeah.
Yeah, he's actually. It would go with what I've seen so far. His personality. I never said I can't do it. I said I won't do it.
yeah. Just didn't have the energy to
Yeah.
get up and show you.
No, I loved that.
Oh, and I've got, obviously, whenever we watch a song, you guys get full permission to add it to your playlist, what you're listening to, music-wise, Spotify, whatever. At the beginning of that, as it comes on in that little dum dum, you'll hear the backup. There's a female producer in Big Hit called Adora, and she does backing lyrics as well, which are really pretty with his low voice and then her high voice. It's really, really nice harmonies in there. But at the very, very beginning of the song, you're listening in your headphones and you've got the volume turned up and he whispers, "Sugar." And
I've heard him do that on other songs.
Like right in your ear,
yeah. Songs, right?
Yeah.
Pied Piper.
Yes.
I've listened to Pied Piper and I hear it and I'm like, is this in my
He's
head?
gaslighting you.
Am I just walking along in my head? I'm just hearing, "Sugar."
I shouldn't have said anything, and you'd have been like, "Am I going crazy?"
Oh, I didn't mean to bring it up.
He does. He whispers his name at the beginning of that, and you're
I'm
like,
sure
"Oh."
it's not the only song where that happens.
No, he does do that on a few songs, yeah. But on the beginning of Seesaw, it's very, very
I'm so glad
obvious.
you said that.
She literally was like, "I think I'm hearing things."
I think it's in my head, but I know he's coming up in my head. I'm like, "Sugar."
Yeah, and it's so catchy. Again, I'm in the
Yeah.
car, and I'm
Yeah.
like at the traffic lights, and I'm like. And you've got the little feet out as well, and it's just so cute. Like you want him to have a little stick, like a little walking. Do you know what I mean? Like a little walking stick or something.
Oh
like,
my god! And then
and a little hat.
Yeah,
A
I'm
little top hat.
literally
Singing in
thinking
the
of
rain.
My Little Poppins. My Little Mary Poppins. You know what they do with the penguins?
Oh,
That's what I'm
yes.
imagining now.
Yeah.
I see what you mean though about that's so not the Sugar we're
Yeah.
used to seeing.
Yeah.
When obviously we've seen Seesaw mentioned quite a few times, I thought it was gonna be like, "Rah, cut you down" kind of thing, and then this is so
Are
very
you glad? Are you
see,
pleasantly surprised?
I mean, it's not what I was expecting. I like it. Do I feel like it's him? I was watching it thinking, I feel like it was one of the other members that would have been doing it, and I wonder if maybe if it was one of them, I'd have been a bit more about it, because I just didn't feel it was him. But then I don't like it. I don't know.
It'll take time.
I'm conflicted.
It'll take time to settle with you, I think.
Also, I tried to catch the lyrics, but then I didn't because I was then getting so lost in. I was like, but this is Sugar doing this.
Yeah.
So it was a lot.
I think it depends on where you're coming from when you look at it. It's not Auguste. I don't know if it's even Sugar or whether that's Gummy Youngie.
Yeah, it's true.
And
Because I can imagine him doing that. Say he was like messing around with the boys, like in a Gaio, and bursting into song and dancing like that, and they'd laugh about it. But for him to actually seriously like, "No, I'm doing this," I'm like, "Oh my god, really?"
Yeah.
I could see like Taylor Swift or someone singing that song, the bits that I picked up of the lyrics.
Oh.
It just
Putting it out there right now, she can do it as well as him.
This is the first time I'm going to ask this question, okay, after all the songs we've listened to. Is this like a breakup song? Like, did someone like... Is this one that's you write after the breakup and then you like eventually put out there and everyone's like, oh, who was this about? Not to like be like a little gossip, but this is the first one I've actually thought, was there an outside influence?
Well, the guys have had... Some of the guys have said they previously, when they were younger, they had girlfriends and things.
You know, singing from experience.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, obviously we know that they've got their private life. How much do we really know about that? We don't know. But yeah, he is... I take it that song is sung at the ending part of a relationship, or maybe just after the breakup, where you're coming to terms with that it was the right decision, because you appreciate the whole journey of that. Yes, it was so good in the beginning, the sun has set on that, and we were hanging on to it, which actually isn't good for either of us, and it's kind of like, get off the seesaw, get off that roundabout, and you know...
But from...
It's like closure. A closure song. Does that make sense?
So from another aspect though, he may have put it in the song as a relationship ending, but it could have been a friendship, it could have been a... Even like BTS ending, do you know what I mean? A song you write after that about what you went through there. But you've worded it in a relationship because it's more for other people to connect to.
Maybe.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. I wouldn't say BTS because there's the line where he says, I'm going to get off even if you're not. And I don't think he would just leave them.
No,
yeah.
No, I'm using that as an example of
Yeah,
it could
yeah.
be something else ending, but he's putting it in the context of a relationship because it's easier to identify with a song.
Yeah, and I don't think he means that in a harsh way. I think he means
I don't take
one.
it as that.
You know, when you're in that relationship, one of us needs to be the person to pull the trigger and do that.
Because then there was...
For both of us,
There was
you know?
a lyric I was trying to find because he says earlier on that I'm going to get off like anyway. And then he says something else that's kind of like, it's not about it's not a. It wasn't like a bad thing. It
The
was
heavier person. I think it means the bigger person in the relationship, or it's not about being the one to walk away. You know, in that kind of way that someone's like, I wasn't dumped, I dumped them. It's almost that kind of...
It's not about pride. It's actually about doing this for ourselves.
Yeah,
I'm not leaving you.
It's not about being the one who walks away.
Yeah. We're leaving each other. And the other one that I was desperately trying to find on my phone and I can't, because I'm stupid and I don't speak Korean, and I don't think that was all of the song that was on there, because it felt a lot longer than whatever I just saw on my phone was. It kind of, I got the impression of like, when we're arguing, it's no longer arguing to resolve an issue for us to be better. It's a little bit about having the last word or someone being right. So you're not
It's
arguing,
divulged, isn't it?
It's not arguing for a purpose that's going to benefit us. It's just to, who's got the last.
And it's interesting, isn't it? Because I do think that all of those things are accurate when you think about the journey of a relationship, which maybe, I'm not saying that it wasn't relevant and that it wasn't good and it was probably meant to be in your life, but maybe it just wasn't meant to be one of those ones that was a longer lasting one, or it wasn't meant to be forever.
People
or whatever
change.
But everything he said, I think, is very accurate about the journey you go through. And sometimes when people are in those relationships and they know they should leave because it's better for both of you, but you don't, and it's, then it becomes,
I think
toxic.
It's that kind of, because you're sticking with what you know rather than going into an unknown, even if it's not good for you.
It's safer on the seesaw with another person rather than being off and by yourself. But actually that is better for both of you to do that.
You can't be on a seesaw on your own, can you?
Exactly, that's it.
You
can't
can.
be on difficult. But
and you have to get off together, otherwise it's really dramatic. So it's like you have to agree to leave a relationship together, otherwise it's really...
Or to leave gently, or to leave
Yeah.
properly with respect to the other person, so that they're not dropped on their
Otherwise,
arse.
you're
Yeah.
very clever.
Yeah. But you're right, that the seesaw is like the metaphor for a
Yeah.
relationship, and it does. The power struggle goes back and forth and whatnot.
I feel like I'm liking it more even as I'm talking about it. I need to...
You listen to it a few more times. Though.
Yeah.
But that's what I really like, is every time we come together, and because we don't live together, but every time we come together to film, we have little updates and we say like what songs have grown on you and things like that. So well, that's fine. Put a pin in this one, talking wise, and I think it'll grow on you.
Can I say, JD, you just like, we don't live together. You made that choice.
Yeah, actually.
I mean, like,
you got off our seesaw, JD.
she's like, fuck you! You left
Jenny's
me.
got a really bruised bum now from where you dropped her.
Sorry. But no, so that's it. We need our millions to have in our big BTS mansion, and everyone has a different wing, and But no, I did really like Seesaw instantly, but I can see from everything that you said, I totally get it, but I think that will grow on you, because it's just one of those earworms when you're like, da, da,
Do you know what it reminds me of?
It's just going to grow on you.
In the vibe I get from it, I can imagine walking along with my headphones on, listening to it, and it's going to be another telepathy for me.
It's quite it's almost
along.
like upbeat, but with like a bit of a slow jam.
But the Suga did telepathy as well.
Yeah, that's what I'm
so clearly
saying.
he's got a skill
vibe.
there. Yeah, a chill vibe.
I think it's that I'm still just in shock that that's him, and because if you told me that he was just filling in for one of the other members to do that song for one night, I would have believed that. I still am not quite convinced that it's like his song and
you're
he's
not
doing
alone
it, and
there,
it's like
because that's exactly how the other members felt.
Yeah,
they were like, oh my god.
and it's not that I'm like, oh, it's bad, don't do that. It's that I'm just like, my head
It
don't
hasn't
get around
landed
it.
yet. It hasn't
Yeah,
landed.
like,
You're like,
it's not
what
connecting.
happened? Yeah.
And I love the suit.
Oh, wow. So swaggy.
It's not an outfit I would pick to put him in, but I like how it looked.
It's like he's gone, what is everything that people don't expect from me? Yeah, I'll do that.
Do you know what? I like that. I
It's
respect
almost
that.
like I wrote this song for JK, but I'm going to sing it.
Yeah.
Whose choreo is that? J-Hope, I'm going to have... No, Julian's, I'm going to have that choreo. Whose outfit is that? That's V's. I'm having that.
Okay. Question.
Yeah.
If somebody else had to do Seesaw, who do you think would do it?
I think
JK. I said it as I said. I feel like with the staging and everything, I feel like it was.
Do you know what
JK.
though? I personally, I agree with you, I can see it visually, but I think that song suits Suga because the element of maturity in the message, I don't think would come from JK, because JK is the youngest. I'm not saying that he couldn't, or that he wouldn't be capable of having those feelings, but I just think that song's actually quite intelligent when you get into the deeper meaning of it, and so actually I think Suga has that maturity in a relationship where I can see that.
I'll tell you what I would love to see. I have this image in my head of Suga doing that in the practice room for the first time, all watching it for the first time, and then him walking past them out the room, and all just being like, following him, and him just being like, sup?
Yeah, I just did that.
And they're all looking to RM like, did you know this?
Yeah.
And he's just
RM's
like, he's like, who is that guy?
Well, they're walking down the hallway and they're hearing the melody, dun, dun, and they're like, oh, that's catchy. I wonder who's in the practice. And they look around, there's like all 6 of them. And they run.
Is Suga doing sorting your song out?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, no, that's not mine. No, oh, that'd be so funny. Yeah. But yeah. No, interesting. I'll be interested to see if that grows on you and whatnot. But...
Oh no, I absolutely think. I think when the
the shock.
Yeah, it was. I feel so.
A lot of people were like that. They were like, "Oh my god, Suga's singing," and then they saw the choreo and they were like, "Oh my god, Suga's dancing," and it was
It's just everything.
Especially when you compare him when we get into the ciphers, when you see him in the ciphers and that. Yeah,
everything about it. And every time you say Suga dancing, I'm like, hey, when I watch them dancing and I'm focused on Suga because it's Suga, he is a very good dancer.
He is absolutely. I just don't think he'd ever done anything that was so. You could put in a category of kind of like a poppy idol kind of performance, but that is, and I think that's why it was unexpected from him.
Yeah. When we talk about them dancing, and we're like, that person's not a dancer, when they're in a group, I never think any of them look weak or any different. I think they are all dancers, but when we talk about them, I think when they do their own videos, their own songs, I think they don't. It's that they don't choose to. They don't. They don't feel that their expression comes through dance for some of them, whereas the others really do.
I think that's what it is. They don't have the ability to express themselves through dance on their own, like you say about freestyle. You said that RM cannot freestyle. I think that's what it is. If you were to say to like Jimin, you say dance this piece of music, he could just flow with it and dance how he wants to. So could J-Hope. And I think maybe JKV, I'm sure they could. I haven't seen it, but
next with them.
But I feel like
RM and Suga, theirs is lyrically.
And Jin would be a bit more like, I'll do this move that you showed me, and I'll do this that you showed me, rather than being able to just go, I'm gonna do my own little thing. Yeah.
But again, that's why I love it, because it's almost like just when you think BTS or any individual member or them as a group, I've seen it all. How could they possibly create something new that I haven't seen? Bam! They shocked me, and I'm like, you
don't want to pigeonhole them, but just when you think you know what they're about, what
they surprise you.
Is.
Yeah, I love it. So
it's like hearing RM singing in his deep baritone voice. It's like, oh hi.
It's like the gift. But now I noticed that, by the way, when we were looking at the introduction to BTS, you had a reaction to RM at the beginning.
Yeah.
She's now getting on to my man.
I see him in a whole different...
This gives me a
like I said,
I did claim him technically first.
It's like that gif. It was like, this is not Rap Monster. This is not RM. This is Mr. Namjoon.
This is Kim Namjoon.
Mr. Namjoon that pulls up in an Aston Martin and says, hey. So that was Suga, Yoongi, Auguste, my Yoongi, everything.
Suga. I've just got it. It's so earworm. I've got it in my head.
I've just got him in my head. Permanently, he just lives there.
On a seesaw.
You do too. Yeah, so thanks for watching, and we will see you on the next one. Bye.
Bye.